Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara, or Lara Likes Mascara, and I have been on a journey of underconsumption, makeup no buy, makeup low buy, Project Pan for years now, since 2019, and I started documenting this journey at the very end of 2019, and I have been doing Project Pan videos, empties and decluttering videos, makeup analysis, makeup no buy content ever since then. So I have a lot of content. There's a lot of videos in the archive. If you have been watching all those videos, you've been watching me for years, thank you so much for your support and interest over the years. I'm so grateful to you. If you're new, welcome. Also, all of those backlog of videos are available to you if you want to go back and watch them. They are still good. A lot has changed since then. My filming style, obviously I've gotten a different camera now. I used to have a different setup back in 2019, first half of 2020, before I moved here. Even like the backdrop was different. So going back and watching those videos is really interesting to see how things change in my videos, but also how my preferences have changed and my makeup interests, the products that I gravitate towards, and of course the products that I'm actually using. Like not just preferences such as I prefer cream blush, whereas I used to prefer powder blush, but how much I'm willing to put up with a product. Because back in 2019 and 2020, my goals were similarly to use up makeup in my collection, but I was really trying to prioritize the products that I liked the least, which it's an interesting strategy. You know, some people might think, oh, why didn't you start with the products that you like the most? Like, wouldn't it be easier to do a Project Pan where you actually wanted to use the products? And yes, but the issue was that prior to that, that's what I had been doing. I would only reach for my favorite products, my holy grails, and I would never use the rest of my collection. So there was a huge portion of my collection that was virtually untouched because I was so focused on just my favorites. I would get bored of a product so quickly. I would buy new things and then I would just go back to what I was used to using and used to loving. I would always just want to use the newest, shiniest product. And so I just wanted to get out of this rut. I wanted to show some love to the products that were not my favorites to see if I was able to use them up. And I did really, really well that first year, and of course every single year since. But I feel like there's something to be said for that first year because every year my collection gets a little bit better. I'm better at curating my collection. So now I put way more thought into each makeup product that I bring into my collection. And so I love my whole collection a lot more. So it's a lot easier. Project panning is easier because I like all the products to begin with. Whereas back when I first started project panning, I was definitely not liking everything. There was a lot of wacky products. There was a lot of like product breakdowns, like just faulty packaging, and so that's why I never reached for it. There was a lot of products that I didn't love, but I couldn't really put into words why I didn't love them because I hadn't yet figured out my makeup preferences, you know, like don't love black lipstick or whatever it is. So all of this got me thinking that it would be really fun to do a video reflecting back on those early products that I was using up as part of my Project Pan, because my collection and my Project Pan looks so different now. Another thing is like the percentage of my collection that is like drugstore versus high end. Now, obviously, there is no inherent superiority with high end products, more expensive products. But in my experience, the high-end products have been the ones that I have liked more because I actually put more thought and effort and time and money, obviously, into purchasing them. So I was more careful with those purchases, whereas a lot of drugstore stuff, especially if it was on sale, like I would just pick it up, whatever, wouldn't really think about it, wouldn't have a lot of thought going into it. And so there was just a lot of spontaneous purchases and a lot of those products that I had to work through in my first couple of years. So I have gone back into my archive. I have pulled up some of my old videos from 2020, and together we're going to watch those videos and we're going to reflect on the products that I was using in those videos and what my collection looked like at the time, because honestly, I cannot even remember sometimes the products that I was panning last year. Sometimes when I get to my end of the year videos where I'm looking through everything, all of the products that I finished over the course of the year, I'm like, that was just this year. That was just 2025 that I finished this product. It feels like it's been out of my life for a year and a half. So I can never even fully remember what I'm panning from one year to the next. So I feel like looking back at 2020 will be a real surprise and bring back some interesting memories. So I have pulled up a project pan video and also an empties and declutter video from 2 different points of the year. And let's watch it together and let's reflect on the products that I was using back then and if I would use them today, if I would try to pan those in 2025 if I had them in my collection. Let's just forget about the fact that there's like a many years gap and by this point they would be expired. Just if I had them today as is, would I use those products, or have my standards shifted so drastically that I would not use those products anymore? Let's get into it. I also feel that I should address this. Wow, isn't this incredible? So I actually got some flowers earlier this week. I like to get flowers every few months if I'm like having a lot of people over to brighten up the space, and also then I use those flowers in the backdrop for several of my videos, so it sort of has multiple purposes. So I got some flowers this week because I was doing a clothing swap / wine night, which is fabulous. I got this top from the swap. Actually, I haven't even gone through everything that I got at the swap, hopefully later today, but my friend wasn't able to make it to the swap, but she did come late to the wine night portion of things, and she had just been at a gala, and she took the centerpiece. They said that they could take the centerpieces, and she gave it to me, and I was like, oh my god, I already had my like $10 no frills flowers that I was going to put in the backdrop, but I've got this elaborate bouquet that I can now have in the backdrop. Incredible. So you bet I was not going to waste them. All right, so I'm going to have the video playing over here, and I will also screen it probably over here. I guess I should scooch over a little bit. Like that. We're gonna put it over here. Okay, so we're gonna watch my September project pan video. Honestly, part of the way that I chose which project pan videos was how I looked. I love my hairstyle and makeup in this particular video, so that's why we're gonna play it now. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara, or Lara Likes Mascara, and here I talk all things makeup lo-fi and conscious consumerism. This includes a healthy amount of videos about decluttering and curating your collection. First, this is the eyebrow gel that I added to the project pan last time. I think this was only in for like the last 2 months, so the last project pan, but it was pretty close. Okay, honestly, I don't even remember this product. I don't want to show my nails. They look really bad. I have no recollection of, it looks like a brow gel, like it's a clear mascara. No recollection whatsoever of it. That's wild. I did not foresee this. I was like, I'm either gonna like miss products or I'm gonna be so happy that I don't have to use them. But I didn't think I would fully forget any products. That's so interesting. And I also have no idea where that came from. Like, did I buy it for myself? Did someone buy it for me? I don't know. Okay, yeah, this eyeliner, I remember. You know what? I don't fully remember how I felt about this eyeliner, but right now I'm feeling like it would be useful to have in my life right now because I do not have any brown eyeliners. Not a single one, and I'm really missing them right now. Like, I'm deciding between purchasing a brown liquid liner and a brown pencil liner. I think I prefer a pencil liner because I've had a few brown pencil liners that I've just loved, and I feel, especially on like the lower lash line, I feel like when you're wearing like a wing liner on top and then like brown smudged out on the lower lash line, it makes my eyes look so big, and I really miss that. Oh my god, this blush, this is a product that it's so funny because before I started project panning it, I wouldn't really reach for it that often. Like, I remember it wasn't a favorite, but then as I started trying to pan it, after I officially finished my no-buy in June, I wanted to get some use out of some older products, not necessarily just stick to
project pan items. And
Yeah.
even though this
It became
is
a
a real
favorite.
favorite of mine, I wanted to try out some new things. And also, I don't quite feel ready to finish this blush.
Yeah, I'm not ready to finish it because I like it so much. I don't know if I ended up finishing it that year or if it was in early 2021, but sometimes I'll look back at pictures of myself, like makeup looks or whatever, and I'll be like, wow, I love the way my blush looks. Why doesn't my blush ever look that good anymore? And I realized it's because of that blush. Like there was some aspect of it. It was very like peachy, a really like fully matte, no sparkle, no shimmer, fully powder matte, which is not even my preference anymore. But I don't have any peachy blushes, or like maybe they're peach in the container, but like they don't show up as peach in the same way on my face. But I feel like maybe I don't even, I think most of my blushes are like pink or even like red. Like I don't have any peach blushes, and I'm not on the market for any. Like I don't need any more blushes, especially in 2025, because I'm trying to get my collection down to 125 makeup products. And the only way to do that is to not bring new products into my life. But I really do want a peach blush because I have not had that product for years, and I still think about it. So that's how you know that like a product is missing in your collection. And I don't think I can repurchase that one. I think it was like a UK brand that like my grandmother gave me that blush or something. And I don't feel the need to like repurchase that one in specific. I'm sure there's other peach blushes that would serve that same function. I would just need to do some color matching. I don't know. I would need to figure that out. I suppose I could look into that particular blush. I don't even remember the brand because I am going to the UK in a few months. So I could, but it's probably not cruelty free. I'm going down this whole rabbit hole with this blush, but I love that blush so much, so much. And I actually, at the clothing swap last night, I have a friend who decluttered some makeup products to me. And I know I said like, hey, I'm not accepting any decluttered makeup products anymore because of this 2025, no new makeup coming into my collection, trying to get to 125 makeup products. But these are things that she asked me if I wanted ages ago. Like it might have been like 2024 or like very early 2025. She had a whole bunch of products that she was getting rid of, and there was like maybe 4 that I was like, okay, those are things that I could potentially be interested in. So she just finally gave them to me yesterday, and one of them I think is a kind of peachy blush. I'm hoping. I haven't even looked at what the products are that I got, but maybe that will be the peach blush that I'm waiting for, and I will just keep it separately. I won't use it. And that'll be considered a 2026 product because I do not want to be increasing to my product numbers, even if I do end up wanting to keep that blush in the long term. But wow, that got me on a whole tangent. Okay. This next product, do you guys remember this? I feel like this was so vivid in my mind for a couple different reasons. One of them because it's a duo. So it's got a blush and a bronzer. And I worked on them separately, like that blush.
It was just too much. It was too obvious. But now, I don't know if it's because I'm more tan than I was before, but I think this looks beautiful on the cheeks now.
I don't think I liked it that much. It was unique though because it had shimmer, like fully gold particles in it, which I didn't really like, but I was like, well, this is different. This is unique in my collection. Yeah, I'm talking about the sparkle on my cheeks. But I gradually came to terms with it. Sometimes that happens when I like come to like a product more and I can't figure out why. I can't figure out what changed. Oh, that eyeshadow look is so good. Damn. It's so weird. Sometimes I look back on makeup looks and I'm like, I want to mimic that look. It's perfect. Even the lip. Like I don't even like that color lip. I would not wear it, but with this look it looks incredible and I would want to copy it. Oh my god, this bronzer. Also, okay, pause. The e.l.f. bronzer. I think I tried to hit pan on it. That was what I wanted to do. I was like, I'm not gonna ever finish this bronzer because I don't like it enough, but I wanted to hit pan on it before I got rid of it, and that's what I did. So I fully finished the blush, but then I hit pan on the bronzer, and then I called it quits. Got rid of that, which 100% was the right choice. These products are actually not as bad as I was expecting. I really thought there was going to be like broken packaging and products that were like really not usable. Like I remember some products that I like taped together because the packaging was falling apart, and some things that people would comment, like kind of mean things like, why are you using that? That's disgusting. It's so old and expired. But so far, these have all been nice products. Like, would use today. This, what brand was it? Was it Wet n Wild? I feel like this bronzer was iconic. Like, everyone had it back in, I don't know, 2014. Only took me 8 years to finish that off. This was the first bronzer that I ever finished also. It took forever. I use this. Oh, NYC. Man, I don't even think that brand exists anymore. But I didn't think that it was possible to finish a bronzer before that because I just never used it. But I used it every single day until I finished it. This kit. Yeah. Man. Okay, so that middle one, I liked it. But the one on the side, like the darker shade, I can't remember if I ended up finishing it because I don't love a cream potted brow thing, I've realized. I prefer a powder. But also look at my eyebrows in this. Like, they're so dark. This is it's too much. Some of the videos, when I was looking back through the options of which videos I could talk about, I'm like, oh my god, my eyebrows. Like, it's not even that they were like too big or too bold, as I've talked about before, but they weren't done right. Like, the middles like looked different, and I'm like, how could I not see that when I looked in a mirror? Maybe one day I'll look back at this video and be like, how could I not see that, like, my brows look terrible, that it wasn't good? Like, we don't notice these things, I guess. Like, our vision changes, our makeup appreciation changes, we improve, whatever. But still, like, some of these videos I look back and I'm like, how was that not evident at all to me, that the way I looked was not good, that the way I did my makeup that day was not good. I don't think we can watch this whole video because there's just so much to talk about this whole video. It's bringing back memories. Okay, this NYX Wonder Stick, it's funny because I finally finished this in probably 2021. Like, I don't think this was finished this year because you can see how much product is left. But I saw people purchasing this, like, they reformulated it and people purchase it in like 2021, 2022. And I'm like, oh my god, no, you don't know what you're in for. Don't buy that. It will take you years to finish it and you'll just end up decluttering it because, I don't know, something with that product was not good. I think double-ended products are tough. They're tough to finish for sure. I was okay with the bronzer, although I did not have a good bronzer blending brush, so I have no idea what brush I was using to blend it out. Oh no, it was probably my like small e.l.f. blending one, but the cream highlight side, that took so long to finish up because I just didn't know how I should use it. Like, I didn't love it as a highlight. It was a good eyelid primer. Like, today, this is not what I use because this is not effective. I just want to get it out. Yeah. Okay, how many times am I going to say that? Hopefully I will have this done by the next project update. And same with that brow powder. I think I could have both of these done. Oh my god, this lip balm. Man, I had so many miscellaneous lip balms to work through. This is fine. This is just what I use in the mornings before I put my makeup on. I just like to use something. I was using that when I was putting my makeup on? Really? I don't remember that. Oh yeah, that was tough when I had to use it with my finger. I just don't want a potted lip balm. Keep my fingers out of there. Keep my fingers out of my lip products. I do not want them in there. Man, my hair looks so good. These upcoming ones, not so much. So last time I included this lip sample. This was, oh no, these lip samples. Okay, this thing plagued me. Man, it's funny because one of them finger, but then it doesn't look good. This was like a 3-pack sample. So one of the products I love, the like nude lippy, and I talked about potentially like purchasing the lipstick because I love the color so much, the shade. It also worked so well as a blush. I think this was the first product I ever used as a cream blush. But then that burgundy shade I found so hard to use and I ended up just not finishing it. And then I think the red lippy I liked. So it was like one I loved, one I hated, and one I liked okay. The red one, I think I also tried to use it up as a blush. This was the beginning of my like using lipstick as blush phase. But samples are still tough for me. But at this point I was going through a phase where I was like trying to use up all my samples because for so long I just like did not. I just ignored them. What eyeshadow am I using? Like, it looks so good.
I also included a mascara last time. This is the Mega Plush Volume Express in waterproof from...
Yeah, I used to love this mascara, but then it got super, super dried out.
But I tend not to reach for this because it is a much lighter look than usual.
It was always like a super, super natural eyelash look, which I don't love. I always want my lashes to be like big and bold, you know? So I ended up using this as a brow gel for a while, and that was kind of weird just because of the brush. It's not one that like combs through your brows or your lashes. It's just like a fluffy brush. So that was a bit challenging, but it worked because it dispenses so little product that's what I look for with my mascara turned brow gels. I associate this with like a much lighter, kind of fluffier look. So I'm happy with it, but yeah, I'll just keep this in for 2 more months and then I'll switch it up for something else because there's not really any point in including a mascara in a project pan because I can't track my progress at all. And then the last thing that was in my project last time was this deodorant. Oh my god. Stink bug. Wait, this is so funny because I just scooped out the remaining stink bug product last week. Okay, if you're new to my videos, I went through, well, when I like began going through my phase of like environmentalism and like trying to reduce my impact and trying to use more like natural products and whatever, non-packaging. And so one of the things that I did was try to switch out my deodorant for a natural deodorant. But I didn't, this was like before Native and before all of those big natural deodorant brands. And so I didn't know where to start. So I think I just, when I was telling my mom things that I wanted as presents for my birthday or something, one of the things was I said natural deodorant, but I didn't give her any direction whatsoever. So she probably went to like, you know, Winners or Shoppers or something like that and just like saw the natural deodorant offerings, which were not huge at the time in, I think, 2019. Yeah, because at this point I had it for a long time. And she picked this one out. And it is the worst smelling deodorant I've ever come across in my entire life. If you like patchouli, it's for you. But most of the world, I think, does not like the scent of patchouli. So would not recommend. If you see the scent patchouli on like a candle or a body spray or deodorant, don't get it. Don't do it. So I forced myself to use this deodorant for a while, and it wasn't even just that the scent was terrible. It was also that it was such a bad product. So bad to the point that like I would only be able to use it on days when I was fully staying at home and wearing a tank top with big like armpits. I couldn't wear it with a t-shirt because it would stink up the pits of the t-shirt because it smelled so bad. Like, your own personal BO is better than the scent of this deodorant, believe me. And not even just the scent, but also the like stickiness of the product would get on everything. Like, it would just, this was a terrible product. And for whatever reason, I had it in my bag of like empty products still, or like decluttered products. And so just last week I threw out the remainder of this product and I was like, good riddance. But yeah, that was stink bug for a while. I really forced myself, but so many people were like, stop doing it. Like, do not force yourself to use this anymore. You're putting yourself through torture. And it just like wasn't realistic to only use it on days when I was at home because there just weren't that many of those days. At this point, I still had hope. Oh my god, there was so much product left. At least when I got rid of it, there wasn't that much product left. So I got through most of it, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't follow through and finish it. It was not worth it.
Last project pan video, and now I'm gonna, of course, add some new things because we have a little bit of space. So this is the Revlon Color Stay 3-in-1 Angled Cudgel Liner. This is in a green color. Well, it looks kind of greeny teal, but it's more blue, I would say.
Okay, so at this point, I think it's been long enough. I think I need to switch to my other video. I did not realize that there would be so much to talk about with all of these. Wow, what is this product though? Yeah, I think I used this a couple times and immediately decided to declutter it because I really did not like it. Definitely gave that product away.
Worth opening it, because I could have passed this on unopened to someone else and that would have been better, but I really did want to try it out myself. So here I am in this situation. But yes, the last one, this is to replace that eyeliner that I finished. This is another eyeliner.
Oh my
it is
God.
Wet and Wild.
Do you guys know
Color
what this product
Icon.
is?
It's a brown color. It has a...
This was my brown eyeliner. This was the eyeliner that I just finished this year in maybe like July. That's crazy. That I put in my project pan in September 2021, and it took until summer 2025 to finish it. In and out of my project pan, but like pretty regularly in the project pan. That's wild.
That is all 11 products. Hopefully by next time I will have at least one empty, but I don't know.
Okay, let's move on to the other video. So similarly, I chose this next video because I really, really liked my look. Man, sometimes when I look back at these, I'm like, man, did I used to be better at applying makeup than I am now? Like, this next eyeshadow look is fabulous. It looks so good. And those flowers in the background, it must have been from a wedding or something. Yeah, I think that was from my friend Britt's wedding.
Structure them, because I'm not sure, like, should I start with all of the empties or should I start with all the declutters?
So pretty though, so pretty. But yeah, and look at my look. Like, my eyebrows look so good, my hair.
Last way today, but I kind of always switch it up, so not a ton of consistency in that regard. And I know that this is not the way that most YouTubers structure their declutters. Most go through their collection every couple of months to half a year to sort of call what they don't want anymore, but I am constantly going through my collection. Let's start with makeup. First, I'm going to talk about my products that I finished, and then I will move on to my declutters. Over the past 2 years, when I was on my no-buy, I was finishing items like left and right. I was doing so well. And it's not that I'm bringing a lot of new things into my collection, and so I'm not have a ton of empties over the next year, I don't think, but I will still be decluttering, and I know that people are generally more interested in decluttering than
So
empties.
I was already predicting in this video that I would not have a lot of empties over the course of the next year.
Let's start with this one. This is an eyebrow gel. I think this was from Revlon, but everything sort of faded off of there.
Okay, actually that's not a good video to discuss because I'm talking about the exact same products as I was in my Project Pan update. I thought that was going to be different. Okay, see, this is one where my eyebrows look not good. They're not even. They're way too thick. They look so drawn on. Oh my god. My eye look is cool. I really like the eyeshadow.
Quickly, I will link my previous videos. I think I
brows?
have a whole playlist for decluttering and empties videos. I used to...
Oh my god. All of these mascaras that I was getting rid of, that's wild. Like, good on me for decluttering all of those mascaras, but I'm also kind of like, man, I kind of wish I had some of them. But no, they're not like nice mascaras. Not nice. Like, looking at these, I don't think I would have loved any of them. A lot of them are non-waterproof. I see one of them is a Maybelline one that I already have that mascara, so I did not need another one. Like NYC, Revlon. It's not all mascaras, but most of it is mascaras. One of them is a e.l.f. liquid liner. I had used e.l.f. liquid liners before, had not been impressed by them. One was that like weird chubby brow stick. It was like a brow pencil, but it was like a full-on crayon, so you're just supposed to like draw. It did not work at all. Like, you should not be using a crayon to draw in your eyebrows. But wow, that's impressive that I decided to declutter all of these brand new products at once.
The only ones of these ones. So this is the Revlon Fabulash mascara.
I've never loved a Revlon mascara, I don't think. I think all of my favorite drugstore mascaras have been Maybelline or L'Oreal. So many duplicates. And I also didn't like that CoverGirl mascara, so good on me for not keeping it. Okay, now that we're going through them, I'm like, no, I do not regret at all decluttering these. Like, I would not have liked these. And not even that, but like at this point, like this is years and years later, and since this point I still have not purchased any mascaras. I'm still working through my backlog of mascaras. So I didn't need backups. Like I at this point now, I still don't need backups. It's wild. Yeah, this brow crayon, so wild.
I really don't like it, so
Yes.
no point keeping a backup of a product I don't even like. I'm pretty against backups in general, even when I do like the
Such a
product.
weird thumbnail.
And I'm happy to let you know that I started going through all of the old makeup that's still at my parents' place. There's still a bunch of makeup there. Some of it's never opened, some of it's never touched, and I just have avoided thinking about it for a long time. But it's
those products, there was so many new products. I think a lot of those were things that my mom got me, or that like I purchased because they were on sale. What a waste. Like, I did not need that many backups of makeup products that I did
actually
not even
maybe
like.
this one I didn't use, but it doesn't have the packaging
Oh,
on it.
I do remember this lip product. I think I decluttered it. I don't think I ended up keeping it.
Lipsticks Smoochies lip balm. I have a
Yeah.
lot of lip balms. I don't need this. Plus, it looks kind of pinky
Don't like
toned.
pink
You know how I
lippies,
feel
even back
about
then.
pink lip products. Hopefully, I can find someone who wants this. It smells pleasant.
I also now I don't have that many lip balms anymore, but back then I had so many. Oh, what lipstick is this? Oh, that pink? No, not good. So glad that I decided to declutter that one. Amethyst Shell. I do like Revlon lippies, but like those lipsticks, you know, the like bullet Revlon lipsticks. Yeah, I have too many of those.
This is another kind of pinky one. This is called...
Oh god, why did I buy that lip liner? I forgot about this. Good on me for decluttering these. I feel like maybe 2021 was a big year of like curating down products and realizing like, okay, realistically, this is how long it takes me to get rid of products. Now that I've been doing this for a while, I figured it out, and I'm never going to get through all of these, so I need to declutter them. Oh yeah, these e.l.f. eyeshadows.
I have one that's a really similar color to this, so I
Good on
decided
me.
there's no point in keeping both of them. Might as well pass this one along while it's still...
Yeah, not my type of color at all. Too yellow, too olive, too cool tone.
A couple of products that were from my chopping block video.
Oh yeah, I had done a couple of chopping block videos where I talk about makeup products that I don't really love and don't reach for, and I'm like, should I declutter these or not? I can't decide, because I've always, you know, kind of struggled with decluttering, and especially back then. I think I'm a bit better at decluttering now, because I recognize what I will and will not use and how long things will take. But that really helped me to figure out, okay, what should I actually keep? Like, let's talk through the pros and cons of these products. And in that video, I can see that brow gel, that Maybelline mascara that I used as a brow gel that I just finished. I just panned that product this week. So it's wild that I had that in a chopping block video in 2021. And again, it took until now. It took until 2024. It took until 2024 to actually use it up. All those other products I decluttered fairly soon after that, I believe. Well, I'm not sure if I ended up using that Tarte foundation. I think I probably did. The shade match was all wrong, but those other products, I decluttered all of them. But that mascara, I kept. So that's wild.
So I put them sort of in purgatory, and I finally decided which ones I would keep and which ones I wouldn't. So the ones that I decided to declutter from that are...
Yeah, it took me a while to figure out that I didn't love pink lippies, but once I did, I was committed. I didn't go back on that.
And the NYX Jumbo Lip Pencil in Chaos. The cap is pretty broken, so I'm very glad to see these old products go. And then this crayon from Topshop. This is just... Actually, I kind of have it swapped.
I had so many miscellaneous Topshop makeup products. Like, who knew Topshop even had makeup? But I think I decluttered all of them because just none of them suited my style or makeup preferences whatsoever. It just took me so long to declutter them.
So again, you would already know this if you have seen my...
Oh man. And also, like, looking at... I used to have my makeup stand, my like white makeup stand thing behind me in the background. And so I can see the products that I had at that time. And I'm like, wow. Wow, that was a long time ago. And I finished most of them. Like those Becca, the foundation and primer, I finished those. The NYX spray, finished that. The baby lips, all of those baby lips, I finished those. Now, there's the lipstick container. Most of these I did not finish. But it is slightly different since then because I have finished some of them and switched it out for some new products. But this still contains products that I don't love. I don't reach for them that much. Other than my Charlotte Tilbury lippy. That's honestly it out of these. But I like the way it looks. But yeah, completely different lippies. Some different lippies in there at the time.
I have a few products from that project that I finished. First one is a blush.
I finished a blush.
I know, I'm very proud
Good
of
job,
myself,
me.
too. This is what
Oh my
it
god,
looks like.
this foxy blush.
This
from
is the
Hard
Hard
Candy?
Candy
Fox in a
Box
Box.
blush. Hard Candy
Did I
barely
actually finish
exists
it?
anymore. LS actually did a really interesting.
I feel like I decluttered some of it because it kept breaking, and then I had to use it as like the little chunks in there, and I hated that. So I did my best, but then I got rid of some of the end product.
Apply it all day. This is
Oh,
from
wow.
Maybelline. It was a pretty bright pink
Honestly,
color.
I don't even remember this lip. Like I vaguely remember it. The packaging looks familiar, but I don't remember using it up. So that's wild.
That's the trick for me to finish products in some cases, maybe not. The next is this sample from Laura Mercier. I really did not like this product. I discussed that in more detail in the Project Pan video, but I think this has made me realize that there are just some makeup products which are not suited to sample sizes.
Okay, I
or sample
vaguely
packaging.
remember
It just
this.
doesn't work. Like this, I found.
I've been hating on samples since back in the day. I feel like there's no product that is really well suited for a sample. Maybe like a mini eyeliner, I think could be a good fit. But if you're doing different packaging, if you're doing like a lip sample, yeah, there we go. So hard to apply foundations and samples or lippies or powder. So I'm not a big fan of samples.
Concealer and a mascara. So this was the
Oh my
concealer I finished. It was from
god,
Maybelline.
Dream
I actually ran through this very, very
Lumi.
quickly. I feel like I started it in November.
Man, I kind of do miss this product actually. Wow, it's fully rubbed off all of the text on there.
Actually, a backup. I had used a couple of these, and I just don't think that
I
this
didn't
is
like
my
it.
kind of concealer for something to run through that
Interesting.
quickly, even if it is a drugstore product. That's not optimal use of packaging or dollars.
Huh, I thought that I really liked that. I feel like people still talk about the Dream Lumi product. Is it still around? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, this CoverGirl mascara. Yeah, was not good.
I never liked this. I'm really glad that I did that mascara collection video because it caused me to actually think more critically about the mascaras in my collection. I brought some old ones I hadn't used in a while into my makeup bag. I decluttered a bunch, obviously, and there was a couple that I realized had dried out and I hadn't even bothered to get rid of them amongst them.
Yeah, it had dried out a little bit because I think the cap was like somewhat cracked, so some like air had gotten in, and I really did not like the brush. I think it was like kind of flaky. Not a good mascara.
Okay, and the last product, I don't know if this is a declutter or empty, but it dried out. It was a nail polish. Kind of sad about this one because it was one of my very favorite
this was a really
nail
nice
polishes.
one.
This is called a Cut Above.
For a while, I wasn't using nail polishes at all, and so all of my favorite nail polishes like basically just kind of expired or dried up, especially the ones that were like sparkly, like not regular ones.
Of course, I do not need to repurchase it because I have so many other ones, but I gotta say, that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, because they must be like formulated differently, and it was so sad. But like it's fine. Like I don't use nail polish all that much, and I don't need more than I currently have. I do feel like there's a lot of gaps in my collection. Like yesterday there was some nail polishes at the swap that I was like, oh, I actually do want those because I don't have anything in my collection like that. But I don't need them because I don't use, like, my nails are bare right now. They have been bare for weeks. If I have time tomorrow night, maybe I'll do my nails. But I also use fake nails a lot. I do press-ons a lot these days. I got some new press-ons at my swap yesterday. And then at least once a year, I get my nails done with like gel, like dip dye. Is that what it's called? Dip nails? New Genesis. I got those for my wedding. Those lasted like a month. And then I'm also gonna get those nails for my honeymoon, which is coming up. I just prefer to get them done when I have like 3 weeks at a time where I want my nails to look good. Yeah, I feel like getting your nails done is the best way to go. Oh my god, this body spray. That's crazy. Okay, but I had so many body sprays.
When I was very young. I think my mom probably got this for me when I was in like middle school. Like,
my middle school body sprays that I didn't finish up until I started project panning in 2019. Middle school. I had to have like 15 body sprays, and I didn't end up using all of them up because I calculated how long it would take. Like I finished one and then I was like, all right, that took like 5 months. And because I have 15 more, it's going to take me however many years. And I was like, I can't do this. So I decluttered, or I like posted them on buns or something, and I got rid of a whole bunch of them. But I also managed to pan a bunch of them, including that one. That is wild. That honestly, like looking at the size of that, I was probably using that every single day for over a year. Like that was my scent of choice. And keep in mind, this was during COVID, so like I wasn't going out that much. I didn't really need to smell that good. It was just for myself. But still, like, you get bored of a product after using it for that long. Man, I used to use this like Aveeno moisturizer, which was fine, but it wasn't cruelty free. And also that Aveeno moisturizer had 15 like SPF 15 in it, and I was using that as my SPF. I wasn't using a separate sunscreen. And now I'm like, well, no, that's a wild idea. And it was probably expired too. Like I probably had that for so long, because it wasn't just that I was bad at panning products that were makeup. I was also bad at panning products that were like skincare and body care. So everything was so old. And I'm so glad that I managed to work through all of these products. Okay, I think I should wrap it up here. But this was a super interesting exercise. I hope you guys enjoyed, and this is one of the reasons that I love like getting to film videos, because then I have an archive that I can look back on, and I can remember how I changed. I can remember certain points of my life based on makeup, based on the makeup that I was using, based on the kinds of makeup looks that I was loving at the time. I can see how my preferences changed. I can see like the creativity. Yes, I have a picture of all my like body sprays and perfumes. I'm still working through that backlog because, you know, makeup lasts a while, skincare lasts a while, but what lasts longest of all is like body sprays and perfumes. Those will last for a decade or more. And so I'm still working through some of those perfumes that I had from back in the day. I did finally finish all of my Harajuku Lovers perfumes, but it's wild. This has been super interesting exercise. Let me know what you guys think, and if you would want me to do this for other videos. It actually probably would be better if I go back as far as possible to like 2020 and look at my Project Pan videos, but yeah, I did rewatch that first one a while ago and it was a little bit rough, and also it was a different backdrop and I was using my phone. At least here I'm like in this setting and I have a proper camera, so it's like easier to watch. But yeah, the products were better than I expected. I thought I would be like, oh, that's gross, I wouldn't use that today. But honestly, like, of the products that I remember, which is not all of them, I'm glad that I worked through the ones that I did, and I don't feel like these are products that I should have immediately decluttered rather than panning. So interesting for sure, not what I expected. But that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for coming back and taking a look at my old videos with me. Oh, and also, I should also mention that I will be taking a break from videos for a little while. I will be going on my honeymoon with my husband late October, early November. So I might end up taking 3 full weeks off. I will try to make it only 2, but it just depends how busy the weeks are in the lead up to that trip. I'm very excited. Maybe I'll try to vlog it. I'm not sure. I did vlog my last big trip when we went to Turkey a few years ago, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah, just wanted to give you a heads up. Thanks again.